Question from Chris. I just enlisted in the Navy. I don't know if that's the right choice because I'm an Air Force veteran. So, and looked at my first TSP statement. It says that I got a service automatic contribution for 1% and a service matching contribution for 4%. I keep hearing that I need to contribute at least 5% to get the 5% match. Why is there a breakdown between 1% and 4% service match? That is a really, really good question. You know what? I'm just for you, because you're in the military. I'm going to pull it up for you. So the TSP employer match, I'm going to go and explain it on the TSP website. What happens is, I know everybody hears, if you contribute 5%, you're going to get the 5% match. Yes, that is correct. However, there's a breakdown between the 5% contribution. Okay, I'm going to pull that up here so you can see it. So this is straight from the TSP website, and I teach this to my clients. You can sign up for your free session if you want to. Veterans get a special rate, and you can go to firesightshare.com/coaching. So when you contribute 5%, okay, or I'm sorry, if you contribute 0%, you don't contribute to TSP at all. Your agency or your military or whoever you work for in the federal government will automatically give you 1%, right? Okay, so if you make $50,000 a year, 1% of that will be 500, right? Am I doing that math right? Yeah, it would be $500. $50? Oh man, I'm getting tired. You need a calculator. $500. All right. So if you contribute 1%, I'm sorry, if you contribute 0%, your agency or your department or whoever your employer is from the federal government will still put 1% into your TSP. So whether it'll be into your traditional TSP from your employer match at the time I'm recording this video. So it will be $500 to your TSP every year if your income is $50,000. Now, I'm showing you this right here. If you contribute 1%, 2%, your agency match then start to increase. It'll go from 1% to 1%, 2% to 2%, 3, and then when you get to 4%, then you're gonna get 3.5%. So 5% will get you a full 5%. So when you contribute, okay, this is kind of confusing. I get it because the government does a really terrible job at explaining finances. And you can tell by the way they spend their money. But 5% total contribution on the far left side, you see that? And then 1% is the automatic 1% contribution. And then you get 4% from agency matching, okay? So 1 plus 4 is 5%. 5 plus 5 is 10%. So your total contribution, if you contribute 5%, will give you a total of 10%. So $50,000 a year. You contribute 5%, that will give you $2,500. And then your employer will give you $2,500 as well. That's free money going into your TSP. So you'll always want to do that with the 5% employer match at the minimum, or personal contribution at the minimum. Since you're in the Navy, go into your LES or MyPay. You log into your MyPay. If you look on the far left side, it should be at the bottom, the third one from the bottom, if I remember. There's a TSP contribution. Okay, when you click on it, that's where you can change your contribution. And you're gonna see either traditional or Roth. It doesn't matter what you do. You can do 5% into traditional or 5% to Roth to get that employer match. Does that make sense? So if you're making $50,000 a year, I say Roth is always the best option because your marginal tax rate is a lot lower. And on the other hand, people serving in the military, housing, food, those are non-taxable income. So your marginal tax rate, most people, especially enlisted, who just joined the military, their taxable income is really, really low because a lot of their income is considered non-taxable. So go into your basic pay, and you can do traditional Roth. I would recommend Roth in your case if you just joined the Navy, and put 5% Roth and then get that 5% employer match that will go into the traditional portion of your TSP. So when you log into your TSP, you're gonna have 5% traditional, and then you're gonna have 5% Roth inside your money. Here's the other thing though. You wanna make sure that you know what you're investing in. Right now, when you join the military, you're gonna get the automatic contribution into the life cycle fund. So if you're going to turn 60 in the year 2060, then you're going to be in the 2060 life cycle fund or target date retirement fund. Okay, that applies to most of the private sector jobs as well. Now, you want to log in and make sure that it is properly allocated. I did not do that for almost 8 years when I was in the military. Into it, like 8 years into the military, I didn't check my TSP at all, and it was sitting in a G fund for 8 years, accumulating about 2% annually, and it was not even beating inflation. So I make sure that you log in, take a look at your TSP, and make sure that you are investing in the right investments.